You ready?
What
Okay. Okay, hi guys, welcome back to the Sashimi Tangent podcast. My name is Vincent, your
And,
host,
yeah,
and
Zhan Hui.
standard
Hello.
greeting. I
Yeah.
don't think we'll ever change. Right, so welcome to the first ever, I guess, the Focused Friday episode. Right, so I think we gave the whole outline on the STM really on what Focus Friday will be, but it's going to be a very condensed, very quick, and very, I won't say informative,
More
but
streamlined.
yeah, more streamlined.
Yeah,
and
STM, Super Casual Federal Monday. We'll be just talking casually, no streamlined topics. But
Right.
on Focus Friday, we will have one.
we will try to drill down as much as we can
Yeah.
on a specific topic that
Mhm.
we decided, or if anyone decides
Yes.
to bring up a topic, we'll just dive on that as well.
So, before we start, thank you for clicking on the video.
Oh,
Very nice. We appreciate that.
sorry, what?
What?
Me? Yeah, did I make not clicking on the previous video's hyperlink, right? Because I don't think I'm gonna do that.
No. I mean, like clicking like on the video on YouTube.
Yeah,
or
thanks for viewing our
Yeah.
our stuff.
Yeah, thanks for clicking and
Uh,
watching this video.
Yeah, right.
So if you watch last week's STM, we haven't came up with the topic for the FF yet, and
Right.
I said we would put our genius brains to it, and we did.
Well,
So today's topic, since we talked about SATs, we're gonna talk about more school-related stuff, and yeah.
I won't say school related. Maybe I think it's just study or expectations based. Yeah.
So the
50-50.
main topic will be expectations.
Right.
We're gonna talk about parents' expectations.
Right.
How that set an expectation to sort of like give you like an outline for what becomes your self expectations, and
I guess. Yeah.
what the like what happens,
what
like
the effect is
yes,
afterwards.
exactly.
Yeah. So
And-
since sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so like what on this topic, because for me is like I was just thinking, you talk about school, I was like thinking expectations and how it affected my personal life.
Right.
So I think when you're young you don't study. I feel like this is a topic we've covered before in a previous
no,
episode.
we've covered
a little bit on expectations.
a little bit, yeah, and then we've covered more, but we covered more towards on the studying
Yeah.
part rather
So,
than the expectations part. I think.
Let's go more in depth then.
Right.
So
Fire
when
away.
I was a kid, obviously no kids like to study.
Well, it's almost 50-50, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, expectations. Oh, so okay. Right before we start, let's. Okay, I really don't know how to jump into this. Such a like big topic.
Can I also put a disclaimer first? Whatever we say, if any advice that we say, it should be taken with a grain of salt.
Mhm.
Doesn't really apply to everyone. So just a disclaimer. So if there are any advice that comes out from this or any suggestions, try to follow it loosely. I
Yeah.
would say don't take it too hard and yeah.
Man, I don't know if I'm
That's
ready
about
for
it.
this. It's like I feel like it's going deep.
No, I don't think we're going. I don't think we have to go too deep into it. But
Yeah.
we can just
But I
roughly
feel like
touch
it is
and go.
going deep. Like
I think it's fine.
nah,
I think we
I'm
can
just gonna
find
go deep. I'm just gonna share the deep part of it.
Fire away, man.
So
Focus Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, Focus Friday. We're gonna talk about expectations.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I think the main topic that I want to really touch on, I guess I really shared, is like, okay, I wouldn't say I'm gifted or anything, but
Okay.
like, I really want to touch on being sort of like a gifted child, like being smart when you're young,
Okay.
and
fair,
like how that affects your life.
fair.
Because, like, I watched this guy on YouTube, Healthy Gamer GG, Dr. K. It's like,
Dr.
yeah.
K, right?
It's like, oh, amazing, man. Like,
Yeah, I
I
know
never
him.
really thought about this topic in such a way until like I saw his videos.
Right.
And like it really clicked with me. Not to say I'm a gifted kid, but I like to say I'm pretty above average when I was young.
Right.
Like intelligence comes naturally.
Okay.
So after all the context,
Yeah, laid it all out on us. Yeah.
what I'm
fantastic.
going into is being gifted is not an advantage. It's like similar to a disability, I would say.
I guess.
Is that
yeah.
a shocking thing to you?
Not really, no. I mean, I guess because my mentality is more of everyone has their, bright sides and downsides, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I never treat, okay, fine. You can look at people with envy, oh, he's so smart, yada, yada, yada. But for me, I always think that he's so smart. But, there's always something else that he's probably hiding or that person's hiding, So I don't necessarily go around saying, like, yeah, this guy's gifted, I hate him. He has his own perks. Like, I'm not going to just, laud about it nonstop.
Okay.
That's my perspective at least.
So
go on.
Would you say you're a gifted kid?
Not really, no.
Yeah, since you don't know these problems, right? Maybe you
Wow.
no, maybe you relate to it after I share. So
Fair.
the issue with what I'm saying, like why being gifted is like sort of a disability thing. It's like how can I put it? So with like if you're gifted, right? Like when you're a kid, your parents will always say, like, this guy is so smart, he can do better. So like that sets like very high expectations.
Is that what gifted is?
Yeah, I mean, like, because you're gifted, they have higher expectations from you compared to like other kids.
So am I gifted?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Okay.
Is that now I'm thinking in my head like
another thing is like being gifted, it really like handicaps you later on in life. Like this is like a huge thing that I experienced. Because like when you're younger, back in secondary school and whatnot, you don't have to study, you get good grades.
Okay, fair.
And like for majority of the students, they have to study to get good grades.
Okay.
And because I didn't have to go through that phase, oh dude, let me tell you, it is a struggle. Because like school, right? You go to school to learn like math, science, whatever.
Okay.
But overall, there's like a lot of other more important things that school actually teach you, such as
the soft skills you mean.
Yeah, like socializing, everything, and work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a lot of the population, the normally kids have to study, and this is where they start to build on their work ethic. So like maybe when you're younger, you study 1 hour a day. A little bit older, 2 hours, 3 hours a day. You start to keep adding on to that. You good?
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, I'm damn out of breath because I feel like I'm like doing run-on sentences.
You're
like so many
rapping.
things to say.
Just take your time, Ben. I think it should be fine.
Yeah. It's just too much information. I don't even know how to cover everything. So
that's fine.
Yeah, so like you train your work ethic in school. That's something that one of the soft skills you learn. And for me, I've never had to study. Like, I don't go to school. Like, I shared the story, right? In secondary one, I don't go to school, 50%, and I still do good. I still get offered, like, express math when other students go to school.
Right.
I don't know whether they put in the effort, but at least they are entering school, right?
Yeah.
But because I don't do that and I still do good grades, it's like I skipped that stage of learning how to work hard.
The work ethic part, I guess.
I just missed that stage of having to learn something.
Okay.
And now it's like a huge struggle because for me, everything just comes like fast. Okay, I see, I know.
Okay.
And then now, like when I do something, it's like
you don't know the steps to take to fully dive into it.
And the thing is, like, because I understand everything so quickly, sometimes like if I look at something and like I have to take time to absorb,
you just don't want to do it.
I get so tilted. I
feel you.
Yeah. So it's like such a disadvantage.
I mean, I think the aspect comes into play almost everywhere, I guess, because
I'm shivering because I'm cold.
Oh my god,
I'm literally shivering.
Look at this beta male right here.
Like for the YouTube viewers.
Yeah, what a beta male. But yeah, I guess I can sort of relate where you're coming from. I guess similar things would be let's say games for me. Yeah. Like the one that I can relate to you is the games part. So I would rather play games that I already know and I already know that I can play well rather than me re-exploring another game. That's one thing. But I think as well that for my let's just say for studies, right? I think my family and I think my whole family, in fact, highlight this to me really, is that if I am passionate in something, right, I really take my time to dive into it. But the moment that passion burns out, I just drop it totally. Like, it's like maybe let's say I'm interested in building a small little box, like automated box that can store things here and there, right? I will be so in-depth, maybe like I'll be so curious 3 to 4 months, like, oh wow, yeah, I can do this, I can try that. And the moment I maybe achieve step 1 and then the just passion dies off or I get busy on other things, it just disappears. Like I don't really want to do it anymore. Like, that's how I do things, I guess. It's not a great way. Yeah. But I would like to say that I'm proud that my work ethic recently improved. I would say
it's still something that I'm like working on, man. It is so difficult because like everyone learns that in school. It's something that I didn't get to learn.
I won't say that we really learned it. I personally didn't learn any of my work ethics in school. Like I kind of picked it up end of polytechnic.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not something we are taught, I guess. At least for me, I wasn't really taught how to, pull off proper work ethic.
But like that to do something well, you have to put in the effort.
Right, yeah, for
that
sure.
That is like something that I didn't have.
Okay, fair. Like that's how I go about it. Like for me, my effort comes through my passion.
Yeah.
So it's really important for myself to be motivated a lot of the time, or like a good portion of the time. If not, I can't pull off a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people are, I guess, trying to strive, like, so that it doesn't bore them, right, in their life.
Yeah.
Like for me, let's say work, for example, like national service, like my work in NS currently, people are like thinking like, are you not bored of doing this? Like, it's so redundant, what's the point? And my mindset is more like, I have to do it anyway. Like, I might as well do it to my best, right? Since I'm really stuck in here, I don't really have a choice in what I get to do, right? So that's how my mindset goes about like a lot of things that I do. But yeah, that's really I guess I'm not sure if that's a part of expectations. I would say that is more of how I personally look to work things or doing things.
Yeah.
Specifically, like it's solely based off passion and whether I need to do it or not.
Yeah, and I think for me, right, this whole thing about the whole effort thing, it's like it really makes you think very differently, sort of like self-worth kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like other people may not view this way, and you can tell yourself or most likely know that other people may not view you this way, but you still feel like they do.
Right.
Or like you feel like if you're not this, like you will be judged kind of thing.
Right. I get what you mean.
Right. It's like because all my life I do good.
I think
it's like if I suddenly do badly,
other people will think like, why, right?
Yeah, it's like what this.
I think that's something. I think that's also part of psychology. I think something called the spotlight effect or something.
Yeah.
Like you would think that you are always on the eyes of someone. I mean, someone's always watching you or something, or someone's always has an eye on you.
Like they're ready to.
Yeah. They're ready to like diss on you immediately, or like just pop off.
But I mean,
this is such a serious conversation. And it's like they're ready to pop off on you. But yeah,
it's like you cannot fail, and the worst thing is, they don't. How can I put this? Sorry,
I don't know.
I need like 1 second to gather my thoughts.
Right.
Okay, I got it. So how I say, okay, so like for example, for someone like who always do well, when you fail at something, for like let's say, okay, for the normal person, right? If you fail at an exam, they will be like, oh, it's okay. You'll be better.
No.
Like you can do better next time.
No, I don't think so. I mean, okay, sure.
Or like they understand that it's a normal thing.
I guess no. I don't think so though. I mean, not for me at least.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure how many people keeps up. Like normally I do tell you the same way as well, right? Like if I fail, okay, fine, I expected it. But honestly, it's I guess
no, but like your friends. I mean, your friends will tell you like.
No,
oh,
I mean my friends. Yeah, my friends will tell me that, but internally I'm like, no. Like I know I could have done better.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But like people, like what people tell you is like, you can do better next time.
Right.
But it's like for me, I feel like if something like that happens, it's like people, it's like not. I wouldn't say it's pity. It's not pity. It's like they are genuinely curious as to why you did badly.
Right.
Like they expect you to be on your 100% all the time.
Right.
Which is not normal. Right?
Right.
And
it's
exactly.
So
that's what I mean. Like, people expect you to be 100% all the time. Whereas like for the more normal people, it's like they understand that there's up and downs. But like for me, like when there's down, people are like genuinely curious. Like, are you okay? What's wrong?
Right.
Which like feels very bad.
Right.
Like, can I not have my down days? That kind of thing. Right. Like, why must it?
I think. Well, I mean, then again, you're not wrong. Like you.
Because like okay, even for you, like you will feel that way about me.
Well, kind of, but
exactly.
But most of the time I don't. partially because
it doesn't. It hasn't really happened yet, lah.
no, as in not doesn't. It's not about it doesn't. It has happened or not happened. It's more of now. I have the mentality of, well, you're just down then. Like that's it. That like I think it's mental maturity, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good friend right there.
Yeah, I guess like I mean, it happens, right? We are not robots anyway, so it's bound to happen. Like I mean, most of the time I'm on my down phase, but it's like when there's an uplift section for me, right? Like when I have a slight motivational boost, you'll also be wondering like, wow, not bad. You're actually doing pretty well at this period, but it's going to go down again.
Yeah, that's also another part of it. It's like when you do well, or like when the normal person do well, it's like celebrated.
Right.
But when I do well, it's expected.
Right.
And that's really like, it's quite exhausting.
Yeah, it is because I the amount of size I'm putting out in this.
Yeah. That's why I say it's going deep, bro.
Yeah, it's just that I would say a lot of people don't treat geniuses, not geniuses, gifted or people who are constantly doing well. Let's just treat it as people who are always doing well. They think it's a norm, and
exactly.
they don't think that there's effort behind it. For some people that are doing well, you also can see that they have put in a lot of effort, but a lot of people are always saying, well, it's expected, they're just a hard worker, right? Yeah. But the thing is that it's so much more than that internally. I would say they're putting in hard work. They're literally
and those are for the hard workers who do well. For me, it's like even worse.
Right.
Okay, it's like a self thing, and like I guess I never really shared this with anyone. We're really going deep today, but yeah, okay, it's a self thing. So like a majority of the people have a view on me where I do well without trying.
Right.
Which is true most of the time.
Okay.
And like that is sort of my image.
Okay.
So it's like now it feels like I have to maintain the image. I have to do well.
Right.
And I have to look like I'm not trying kind of thing.
Right.
Because like, it's like, how come suddenly... I mean, like, I wouldn't say people will be, how come suddenly he's working hard? It's like, because of the image that I have and the image that people have of me, it sort of like became a part of me.
Okay.
It's like, why am I not just doing things easily?
Right.
Like, why do I actually have to put in the effort?
Right.
Yeah, so like that is another part on top of that. That's like a real struggle.
And
it's like it feels like a little bit embarrassing almost if I have to like work super hard on that kind of thing,
Right.
Because that's not what people see.
For me, I don't know, man. For me, it's like I mean, I personally know what you are like, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and for me personally, I'm willing to throw my ego and my image out any day. I mean, obviously, if it's incriminating to me, I won't. But I am able to just, like, I guess in a very brash example would be, if I was given $1 billion to do something stupid, will I do it? Yes. Like honestly, I'm able to just throw away, not for money, but that is the same idea, right? Like I'm able to just throw away my ego and my pride and my face, my image away, if I need to do something else. I don't really mind personally because I'm trying to strive it for myself, right? So yeah,
I think it's just something like I'm still working on.
Yeah.
Difficult.
I mean, everyone builds on it eventually. Everyone needs to work on something. I mean, if the image helps you like build yourself up further, I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah.
Like honestly. But let's just wind back all over again and just run back into parents' expectation and self-expectation. Honestly,
I mean, it wasn't really a tangent. It
was not a tangent. It's not a tangent. But what I was expecting from this episode at least was the more
repercussions.
Of the repercussions on what happens if you way too much of your parents' expectation or your self-expectation on yourself, like the repercussions, again repetitive word, like what happens to you, what they just press on the keyboard. Well, it seems like it's still recording, so it's fine. Like what happens to you, I guess towards your mental state, I would say, if you're not managing these expectations well enough. Like that's what I was going to for this topic. But we went
it's
deeper.
Really very different though, depending on like who the person itself is. Right. Because like if you are gifted, the expectations are always high.
Right.
And if you are normal, they have normal expectations, which is like the normal, which is like okay. Like so that's why I say like gifted is a...
I think the issue here as well
like you
is
need to do special things for gifted kids. It's not that they do things better and easier than others. You have to treat them basically like they're disabled, like they're special.
But I guess no,
They
I mean
need more
that's
effort.
I mean that's fair. But I guess the point is that there are some parents who are always having high expectations of their kids. I would say during early school years, that the kids on their own take on this image, or at least this idea, like, you know, is their expectations my own expectations, you know? And some of the hard workers that I think we personally know, sometimes we won't know if they are really working for themselves, or, I mean, it makes sense. Good grades gets you good places, right? But like more of how much of this was drilled onto you by yourself? Like, how much do you understand at that young age that good grades get you good places, right? Like, at that young age, a lot of people, I guess most normal people would be like, I want to be happy, I want to have fun in my school years, yada yada yada, your standard things, right?
Yeah.
Like, how much was your parents telling you like good grades can get you good places? Like, once you let go of that, everyone, when we grow older, we do know, you know, that if you do well, you get to get places, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You put effort into something, you result into something else. Like, you know, it's the same thing, but it's just when you're young, especially when you're studying, like the parents' expectations and your self expectations, is it the same or is it different?
I mean,
and the amount of mental stress.
At this point, right, I think their expectations heavily influence what you want in life.
Yeah.
And because of that, sometimes the line is blurred. Like,
Right.
Even for myself, am I going to uni to do what I want?
Right.
Or is it because like it's expected of me?
Yeah. Or expected of society at least.
Like
Yeah.
expected to do well, so I have to go. Like example, like good uni, right? Why do I want to go to a top uni? Do I want it? Or is it because I was expected of it because like I was told you're smart when you're a kid? Like, if you apply yourself, you can do well. And is it because of that like I feel like going to any uni other than a top uni is like a failure, which it shouldn't be.
Yeah, a uni is still a uni.
Yes,
a degree,
like,
a bachelor is still a bachelor.
Like it
right?
shouldn't be. It's like, so.
This is his own feeling, by the way.
Yeah.
We are not like you going to uni itself is really a good thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't
honestly.
say it's just parents. It's teachers in school as well.
Right.
It's like insane. Like,
they're driving a very it's, I won't say toxic. The underlying intention is good.
yeah,
But
they
I
just
think they're
don't-
driving it the wrong way.
Yeah,
you know?
like, I don't know if this is something that every kid hear, but it's like back in secondary school, one of my class teachers, she would always say, "You're a smart one. Just if you actually study, you confirm do well." Like, that's what they always say.
Yeah.
And like, it's because of that. It's like, damn, even my expectations of myself have been raised so high.
Right.
And yeah, it's just, it feels really bad actually.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's I was told the same thing in secondary school too. I'm not sure how many students they told it to encourage them, but I think it's the wrong way of encouraging.
Yeah, like it feels
honestly.
super duper bad.
Yeah, so it can go both ways.
Yeah.
Like, for you, it'll be more saying of so put in a bit more effort, you'll be greater than the rest, right?
Yeah.
And for maybe who are subpar in studying, they'll be thinking, I think they have the mindset of, so you're saying I'm not putting enough work when, you know, technically I'm putting in so much work already, and I'm not outputting the same. So you're implying that I'm not smart as the rest. Like, I understand the underlying statement of it. It makes sense, but I think it's being driven wrongly. You know.
Yeah,
And
I think all these small things really like scar you, man.
Yeah, it scars a
Also,
lot of
I can
students.
confirm, was gifted. In primary 3, I took an exam.
Is it?
Yeah.
You took Mensa?
No, like they had like a gifted stream exam.
Oh right. I know what you
Yeah.
mean. They have this gifted streaming.
Gifted education.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't part of it.
I was 1 mark away because I'm a bad kid and don't study.
I wasn't
So
part
like,
of it.
yeah,
but,
it's things like that. Like, I don't know who told me, or it was because of like parents' expectation that caused me to do it like that. That like I will always say, oh, it's like I was so close, you know. Like, if I study, I can.
Right. I never had that mindset. I guess if I study, I can. Mine was more of especially for studies at least. Mine was more of I know I put in the work and I'm pretty sure I can pull it off.
Yeah.
Like, that's my mindset to a lot of things. But then again, if then I never put in the work, I will also have the, you know, it's like, well, I'm not expecting to do well because I didn't put any effort into it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm the more of the hard worker spectrum end.
And you know what? Since you're talking about parents' expectation, right? If you want your child to be
Not parenting advice, by the
happy.
way.
If you want your child to be happy, set realistic expectations.
Right.
Because like, the expectations.
I would
I wouldn't
say-
even. It's not even my parents. Like, It's just teachers.
No,
and, like,
I think as
And,
well these days.
relatives, man. Oh, geez.
I don't know. My relatives
For
are
me,
pretty chill on
I
me.
don't like. Everyone just thinks like I'm a genius.
Oh, my relatives are pretty chill on me. My
Yeah.
relatives, sorry, are pretty chill.
Like they all just think I'm a genius. And
I guess
this
it's
makes me
just-
feel
I won't say teachers, relatives, or parents. I would say your environment in general.
Yeah.
The people that
exactly
what
like
the
just
people
people
lay on you.
around me. Like
Yeah.
they just all think that I'm a genius. So like I feel like if I don't live up to the expectation, I'm not good enough.
Oh
Which
my
is like
ears are
really
so
yeah, same. And it's really like hard to be happy. And it's like always because the expectation is always 100%.
right.
When you get 98%, you're disappointed. When you get 99%, you're disappointed. And if you get
Right.
100%, this is sort of like what I went through. It's nothing. It's like normal.
Yeah.
You're supposed to. You should get.
Yeah. But the thing is, an A is an A. We should celebrate an A regardless.
Yes.
You know, that's
And
the
like
thing.
other kids who are happy with the 98%, it's like things like
Yeah.
it's like this is evident like throughout my whole life.
Right.
And like but the thing is, not a lot of people can relate to this. So there's not much people you can like share these emotions with.
I'm not sure. I think there are some. Okay, most of the what people relates to.
Because
what
when
people,
you share something like this, they'll be like, dude, you did so well. Stop, like,
yeah,
it's
stop,
good.
Stop showboating. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you are genuinely upset because of how you were brought up.
Yeah.
Like the biggest example I can give is
It's,
N level, which was like a common exam we took.
Right.
There were people like who passed math and they're like crying tears of joy.
Right.
And like I am like, I have one that is not like the perfect score, and like
Uh-huh.
I feel like shit. Like I feel like
Swear
it's damn wasted.
Oh, you're playing the Swear
We
concept now,
haven't
right?
started. But like I felt damn bad, man. I was like, what the heck? Why am I not? It's like just
Right.
one more. It could have been perfect.
Right. I think I'm the example of that because I would say I set my expectations as real as I can get for my own, right? For my
Yeah,
own
that's what I'm
personality.
trying to do now, man.
Yeah,
it's
so-
really difficult.
Like, yeah, so every time my results exceed my expectations, it's a genuine joy for me, you know, because I already set my expectations like as a mid tier, right? When I get the higher tier, I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
holy crap, okay, great. I'm genuinely like happy for myself, but I would say that I think this screams out like what you said before. I think this screams up more to how you were brought up and how you were brought with the expectations when
Yeah.
you're growing up. Parents, teachers, relatives, whoever, right? But most of them would be parents' expectation,
yeah,
I would say.
It affects my life so much, dude.
I wouldn't say only yours, like even for others, right?
Yeah, I mean, like my personal experience with this. Like
Yeah,
even
yeah.
right now, it's something that's so hard to change.
Right. But it's the same, I think, for others. Like I would say the mental stress for other students. Like the I think you've probably seen the Chinese composition circling around like past 2 months ago. But there was this this student basically writing a composition about how she's
the
done.
14-year-old.
Yeah, she's done with
man,
all the
that-
expectations.
Yeah, that's really like
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, it's basically weighing down on her. She doesn't know if she's
Yeah.
living for herself
It
or
makes
living
me,
her
like,
parents'
upset.
dream.
Like I feel the same way as her.
I mean, we all do. Like but my parents had expectations of me. Well, I
No,
shattered
but-
the expectations
yeah.
Amazingly, but
No, the saddest part was she's apologizing.
yeah,
Like, why
she's
is she
sorry
apologizing?
she's sorry for not living up to her parents' expectations, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like she was like, "Oh, I have some money in my bank. You can use that to do." Oh my god.
Yeah. I think it's that a lot of the students context now based on students. A lot of
Yeah.
students they're not sure who they're living for. I would
Mhm.
say, right? I think that's a safe assumption. Like, I am fortunate enough to be brought up with mental strength that is
Yeah.
pretty durable, I would
Yeah.
say. And my parents had expectations of me. At one point, they did weigh me down quite badly. But after a while, I would say my parents were the same as others. Obviously, who doesn't like to show off their sons, right? Who show off their kids or show off the items when it does well or when it's good looking, right? So my parents were the same. But I think after a while, they were also managing expectations as well.
Yeah.
Then they weren't so heavy on it, but it was really inlaid upon me like,
Yeah, exactly.
damn, I didn't do well. Like, this is not good.
Yeah.
Like, I need to do better. But I guess it's I'm proud to say that after a while this expectation became my own.
Mhm.
So I knew
yeah,
that I knew that like
100%.
okay, I need to work hard to get what I want. Like I'm glad that I achieved that state. You know,
Mhm.
not a lot did. Not a lot currently still not a lot do.
Yeah.
A lot of people are still living expectations of
yeah.
others.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
they're living others' expectations rather than themselves.
Also, so okay, I keep coming back to this, but now I know how to perfectly explain myself. Like the part where we cut off like the silence, right?
Yeah, nothing happened.
Yeah, yeah,
Or editing magic, camera work magic,
yeah.
you know, it
So,
seems like it's all
okay, what I
straight
meant
cut.
was like not about failing. It's like scoring 75.
Okay.
For the normal person, getting the A is damn good.
Yeah, it's all
Like
we
your
need,
friends,
yeah.
people around you are like, wow, good job, right?
Right, right,
But if I get a 75, they'll be like, what happened?
right.
Why just 75? Like, what happened, you know?
Yeah, but I think that comes out. Oh,
It's like I failed. I got an A, but why am I being treated as if I failed?
right, right.
And like, even, it's like such a huge thing. It's like, even in uni, like now I'm going for top uni, right? If I go to the, like, okay, NUS and NTU, okay, never mind. What's a good example?
And NTU is like top tier.
Okay, no, like, okay, Harvard and UCLA, for example, right?
That's,
Like, UCLA
okay.
is an amazing university.
Yeah, fair.
Anyone who gets in will be like applauded.
Right.
But like, if I go into UCLA, it's like, oh,
Why not Harvard?
yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like that was like what I was trying to
Yeah,
explain.
I
now,
know
now
how
you know what I mean, right?
No, I know how you feel, but I know how you feel. No, but sorry, I know how you feel because on I think episode 1 or 2, maybe 2, no 1,
Yeah.
no, or maybe the pre-episodes that were building up to this, but maybe it's hidden by now. We were saying like in our express math classes, right? There was just one time when you didn't do as well. In fact, both of you and one other students of ours, the smart one as well. I think you will know who.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, both of you surprisingly did not do as well. Like on that one paper only.
I don't remember. I think it's a bad memory. It's out of my head now.
Yeah, no, for me, I remember every aspect of life, honestly, because I don't know, some
I
weird
block out the
memory.
bad things.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a learning step for me. But anyway, so two of you, actually no, three of you didn't do that well, surprisingly. Even no, as in honestly speaking,
What
I
do you
was
mean
quite
by
shocked.
not that well?
Like I was above you guys.
Oh. I don't even like.
This is not a norm,
yeah,
by the
saying
way.
now, right? It doesn't sound possible. How can all three of us like mess up
Yeah,
at the same
right,
time?
right. So
One
just
makes sense. All three.
yeah. Just saying, right? Literally, I won't say that I'm the best performing. I'm always at
and
the
like,
middle or the bottom.
No, and for context of why this is shocking to me, it's like it's not because I did badly. It's because all three of us did badly. It's
Right.
like the three of us were always like 1, 2, 3. There was like no doubt at all.
Yeah.
Before the exam result even come out, we know already.
Yeah.
We're 1, 2, 3.
And then suddenly, all you see is just my name on
Yeah.
top. And then maybe the rest were 2. Maybe you were 3, right? And 4.
Mhm.
That was a shocking part. You know, it wasn't more.
Oh,
about-
so we didn't do bad. We were 2, 3, 4.
right.
See, you see what I mean? It's
No,
like,
but okay, but
when
then
you
again,
don't get number 1,
Dude.
it is bad. Number 2 is bad.
to be
You
fair,
see, it
to be
is
fair, the class
prime example. Of what
the
I'm
class
talking
only
about.
had 10 people.
Yeah,
It's
but
not as
It
significant.
should be good. It shouldn't be caught or like labeled as bad.
No, as in everyone
And
I
you see-
didn't label it as bad.
You
know.
did.
No,
You
as
said
in
you did bad.
no, the teachers made it that way.
Yeah.
Like the teachers laid that expectation
But
on us.
Exactly. It's like not even just me. Like the three of us were considered for doing bad when we were 2, 3, 4. Like
Correct.
that doesn't make sense, man.
For me, I'm like when I did one, I'm like just saying, oh, unexpected. Okay, great.
Yeah.
But the teachers forced it upon us, not forced it upon us, but gave us that mindset where, like when I got the number 1, the teachers were like, wow, Vincent, surprisingly did well. Like what was that supposed to mean?
Exactly.
Like
Teachers,
surprisingly
even
did well.
teachers reinforce it.
Yeah,
Number
like
2, what's wrong with you?
yeah, Zhan, work harder next time, okay? I'm like
Number 2, harder?
like what, like for one, like okay, it seems
I'm
like they're
smiling because this is traumatic.
yeah, I mean, like, no, it seems like they're celebrating what I have achieved, right? But it's like a scathing remark underneath as well. Like, wow, you were not doing so well, and then you're doing so well. But then
Yeah.
they had this kind of mindset,
At the
and
same
mentality
time,
where
they're setting like crazy expectations.
yeah, and then
for
then
the
they're
three
like
of us.
they're like putting in like the idea that okay, like, but this is probably a one-off thing, which. It is a one-off thing. I'm always like number 4 or 5, honestly, because I simply don't perform well all the time, or at least, like I said before, I have not much interest in it.
Oh, dude, you're being like you mentioning this is like wow, traumatic, It's like
I mean,
if I get 98, she's like, how am I
yeah,
gonna get 100?
it's very weird,
Oh
isn't it?
my goodness.
And for me, it's like, okay, a lot of the times, all the prelim papers, I failed, right? Put it out there, I failed. I didn't do
Yeah,
that well,
and like
right?
other
And when I
things-
passed, right,
yeah,
she gave me this like, oh, you passed. I'm like,
yeah,
what do you mean? Oh, I passed.
and also
Like,
like
I'm supposed to, in a way.
Yeah.
I have my own expectations. You don't have to lay down again on me, you
yeah.
know.
And also one thing, like this is something I just realized, like you need to explain clearly or like sort of make it clear what you're talking about when you say like you could have done better. Because
Right.
every time you get 98, there should be like for me lah, it would be like, oh, careless mistake.
Right.
Like
Like
why is it not my fault? You know, like
yeah, like it's fine. It's just a
it's
small
basically saying that you should get 100.
right. But why?
But like because no, it's like saying that you are 100, like you are 100% person, but it's because of careless mistake, not your fault.
Right.
So like, why is it?
Or more like
it should be like
it's more like not your fault. It's like it happens. You know, like this kind of thing happens all the time, so it's fine.
no, it's more like something out of your control.
Right.
But it like why can it not be that I just made the mistake? Why must it be a careless mistake?
All right. True.
It's like
right.
yeah, I just didn't do as well. But
Yeah.
then it becomes like you should be doing better. This is like not your fault, out of
Or,
your control.
or more like this kind of mistake is avoidable.
yeah.
Like it's always that kind
Basically,
of thing.
like you're expected the 100.
Right.
Instead, like when you get 98, it cannot be, oh, I just didn't do as well this time.
Right.
But, oh, it's a careless mistake. You would have gotten it normally.
Right.
Like, just, I didn't do as well. Like, maybe that is the case.
yeah. I just didn't. I just
Yeah.
don't. Not
Like,
not.
the explanation should not be careless mistake.
I won't
if
say
it is
I won't
not.
say I don't feel doing. I don't feel like doing that well. But it's just that day I happen to not do that well. No, it's
Yeah.
just simple.
Yeah.
You don't. They teachers and parents and everyone else don't
Like,
really
careless
have
mistake
to.
just sounds so like,
Yeah. It's
you
like
should.
or
you
not should, but
It's like you
you didn't
can.
put
Yeah,
enough
yeah,
the
yeah.
same. You didn't put the same focus as you did before. That's why you
Like,
did a
basically,
careless
just
mistake,
expect
right?
100. And
Yeah.
so, like, they expect you to know how to do.
Right.
And that the mistake is not your fault. Not because you do wrong.
Right.
It's just like, oh, accident, you never see.
Right.
But like if you see, then you would have known.
I
But
think-
like maybe sometimes I just don't know, man.
Right. I think it really enforces one point is that I think we can't be scared of saying like I just don't know.
Like I
Like,
think
you know,
the
like,
issue.
I don't know.
Yeah, like the issue with expectation is like you need to be very careful with it.
Right.
You have to like be very very clear with your intent because like at a young age like that, your mind is like super malleable and
Yeah, very malleable. There's
Like,
a reason
anything
why
you
they
say-
say there's a reason why they say you should teach languages to kids who are young. You know, they are able to
Yeah.
absorb so much,
yeah.
but
And
you
like
have no idea what
subconsciously, a
yeah,
lot
you have
of
no
things
idea
that
what
absorb.
impacts them after.
Yeah.
You know, for example, I won't say I'm a great, but I'm a perfect example of a person or
Mhm.
a student or kid or a child who has a handle of multiple languages.
Yeah.
Like outside of our norm, apart from English and Chinese,
Yeah.
I speak English, Chinese, Bahasa Indonesia, and
Mhm.
Deutsch, German, sorry, and our dialects. So technically, that pulls me already in the range of you have a very good handle of languages.
Yeah.
But that's like, there's a lot of things like even my parents said or my teacher said when I was young that are still ingrained in me that burns that kind of. I'm not sure if it's competitive or very toxic, you know. But it keeps burning whenever you're growing up, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what we mean by when you're taught these things as a kid. It really keeps drilling down. It just churns subconsciously inside your head. Like there's something that keeps popping up nonstop. And you know, you just can't avoid it at this stage because I mean you can, but it really comes down on whether you can grow above it, you feel?
Yeah. Yes, I feel.
He if you no one noticed, he muted our soundboard.
Yeah. Also, like I think another thing, yeah, I guess another thing is like for school, right? It's especially difficult for wait, a bit warm now.
Yeah, see? You see what I mean now?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sweating
difficult
inside,
for
by the way.
like the faster kids because what school does is like the pace is set for like the slowest kid.
Not the slowest. It averages out. I won't say it's a strict bias to slowest. I think it averages out nicely. Yeah, I won't strictly say it's just for slowest. In fact, some of them are still too fast for slowest.
Excuse me.
Yeah, big bless. I can't hear myself now. I think you shot the thing. But yeah, school curriculum, I don't think it's just for the slowest. It's for the average.
Yeah. Like, and yeah, well, the reason I brought it out is because if you are smarter and
Go on.
gifted, it really like this is like another reason where the lack of work ethic exists. Because when you finish your work, it's like there's nothing else you wait. Even though like basically like they're not giving you the workload that you can handle.
Right. Yeah, I feel you, yeah.
So like because of that, if I do the same thing as everyone else, like I'm done so fast. Like what am I supposed to do?
Right.
It's
I guess for that for that way of thinking, right? I did have that kind of thinking as well. Like, okay, I'm not the best at coding, but for example, like classes in coding, right? Yeah, he's
My
like
nose is a bit.
yeah, he's like wanting to sneeze, so he's like muting, but it doesn't mute audition by the way, it just mutes the backup audio.
Yeah.
But yeah, for let's say for me, for example, if I've done something, most of the time I'll just jump on to the next thing. And the teachers, I don't get this. I don't get why this teacher, not this teacher, but actually a lot of teachers say, don't go there first, you know, we'll go there together.
Yeah, actually,
right?
yeah. Like I don't know if you remember this. Like in math class, right? I finished the whole book already, sir.
Yeah, I know.
And like I just sit down there in class.
Yeah, I know.
Like imagine if like I was given more work, more difficult work, like something of my level.
Right.
I would have like learned so much. But
Right,
instead,
right.
I just sit down in class and do nothing because I finished everything.
Yeah, I know what I mean. For me,
And
personally,
it hurts my work ethic so bad now, man. It is so difficult to come back from.
I'm not sure that I think for me, I know that I can finish things fast. If I can finish things fast, then for me, I immediately slot in the next work, whatever that I want to do.
Yeah, no, but there's nothing. I don't finish the chapter. I finish the book.
I mean, no, as in not in math on its own. Like even when I was younger, like in Polytechnic as well, right? I might finish this assignment, I'll just run off and do the next assignment immediately. Like even if it's not starting yet, or even if it's not in the book yet, I will just read off and do something else. I think my entire mindset now, I think similar to yours now, right? We try to occupy as much time as possible so that we don't have too much downtime, you know?
Sorry, this is a sigh.
Oh, that's a sign. I was like, but I thought you were about to like dive into something else again.
Yeah. I think that's about it.
I think that's a good wrap
We
up
went
on,
deep, we went shallow.
Yeah, that's a good wrap up on
We did some diving
expectations,
and some
I guess.
snorkeling.
Yeah. The key thing that I think students should take away, or if students are the one listening, the key thing that you should take away is
I don't even know how to help, man. I am still trying to help myself.
I mean, I have
Like,
basically
it's
reached nirvana for myself.
It's like a process.
Yeah.
Like it's not something they can change overnight. It's something that
You have to progressively work on.
like
Eventually, it
one
will break
step
away.
at a time.
Yeah. Eventually, it will break away.
Yeah.
I'm proud to say that I've basically demolded myself from my expectations.
There's two ways to solve this. One is lower your expectations.
Make it more realistic, I would say. Yeah.
And two is achieve your expectations.
Well, very.
I mean, like if you were to just say these are the two ways to do it.
Yeah. That's how you should do it. Like not lower, but make your expectations more realistic to yourself. Yeah. And the moment you achieve it, it feels like you are at least breaking down the goals. So you're achieving this goal. You're moving forward. You know.
Let me share my decision out of these two choices, because it's too difficult to lower my expectations. So I decided to hit it.
Yeah, see,
but let me tell you, it's exhausting, man.
See, it's different. I decided to just lower, and I can hit every single expectation now. Anything above, I would say is like surplus.
Yeah,
like I get
so
more
we have
than
two
what
different paths.
Yeah, but I would say both are equally great. You know, it depends on what.
It just really depends on you.
Yeah, it depends on.
Decision.
This is just how I guess how you should approach your goals. Like you can either make it all the way and reach your goal that you intended in the first place, or you can drop it down and just manage it and be happy, like, you know, internally happier, you know. I think the struggle is that a lot of people are expecting too much and they're getting depressed about it, getting sad about it. For me, I am really like happy that I managed to at least I can make my expectations more realistic, and I know that I have the capabilities to achieve it most of the time if I just put my effort in it. So to students out there who are stressing over exams, I would say that it's a bit blunt for me to say this, but I would say that this is a stage where, or at least the exam is a stage where you can, I guess, start. The real world is more rough than this, but I guess you can start managing or reworking your expectations during your exam periods. And for parents who are forcing down expectations to their kids or their students, I would say please calm down. You know, let us explore more. You know,
like parenting is difficult.
It is. I'm not gonna tell what parents need to do or not to do, but as a child who was late high expectations in the first place, I would say just calm down on the expectations. I would say make it more realistic and maybe stop comparing your child to others. That's very detrimental, you know. But yeah, I think that wraps up.
That wraps it up.
That wraps up most of it, isn't it?
Thank you for watching, listening to Sashimi Tangent. I hope you enjoyed what we chat about.
Yeah,
in
it's a
this
little bit
episode.
longer Focus Friday than we expected, but I think it was a meaningful one.
Yeah,
It was
I
a
hope, like,
decent one.
You guys take something away from this.
Yeah, and again, socials in the descriptions. We're getting lazy about this, but socials again in the descriptions. All for audio listeners is in your is in the profile. It's an episode description as well. But if you want to find it, it's Sashimi Tangent. And that wraps up about it. Subscribe, follow, like, do everything that supports us. Give us money too. We don't mind.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's
All right.
it. Thank you.
See you guys. Bye bye.